This is the embodiment of Australia. Western Australia, covered under huge amounts of snake-infested sea foam. And what is the guy doing in there? Like, what? Do you want to get bit? This is why I'm never going to Australia. Ever. Like, I'm sorry, management. I'm sorry, other people who work for this company. I will never, ever come visit you. California suffers worst drought in history. Nestle continues to bottle 400 million gallons a year. Nestle's CEO actually said, access to water should not be a public right. Nestle's CEO needs to do things that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube. How has serving impacted you? I was first in the family to go to college on an ROTC scholarship, but I came out as gay in 1992. The Army kicked me out and made me pay back the scholarship. At age 45, I still owe money on that. Great, Army. Really awesome. McDonald's workers in Denmark get $22 an hour, 6 weeks paid vacation, year paid maternity leave, pension, universal health care, and sick leave. In the US, that job can be $7.25 an hour and no benefits. The cost for all this? The Denmark Big Macs cost 27 cents more. Mexican workers getting paid $60 a week. I got tested for a bunch of STDs and they didn't get back to me for a week. So I called and the woman was like, okay, so you got chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, HIV, and you tested negative for all of them. Ma'am, why would you say it like that? Yeah, lady, why would you say, okay, so you have all these, but you tested negative for them? You know, like, it's weird. Lori Loughlin was just sentenced to 2 months in prison for paying bribes to get her daughters into USC. This is the same system that sentenced Crystal Mason, a black mother of 3, to 5 years for voting when she didn't realize a past felony conviction made her ineligible. Xbox Series S leaks with $299 price. A new gen Xbox console will be priced lower than a vial of insulin that keeps me alive for a week. $299 versus $324. Imagine having to buy an Xbox every week for the rest of your life just to survive. This is my America. A small business began selling camera tripods on Amazon. It reached $3.5 million in sales, 0.001% of Amazon's revenue. Amazon copied the tripods exactly and sold them as Amazon Basic Tripods. Amazon banned the tripod company from Amazon. Jeff Bezos, you greedy motherfucker. And the rest of you who work for Amazon, it's unforgivable. Donald's parents. Any questions? This all makes a little more sense now. Not surprised in the slightest. Not at all. Not one bit. The day my husband asked me to pay halves on rent is the day I pack my bags. And go where? You can't even afford half rent, mate. How are you not okay with paying half rent with your husband? Times are different, buddy. No one makes very much money. You gotta go halvesies on the place that you live in. How do you expect to not pay rent on the place you live? Get a job. Save some cousins for the rest of us. Ew. That is such a disgusting picture. Oh my god, I'd be embarrassed. The yellow line is the size of SeaWorld's parking lot. The green dot is where orcas will spend their entire lives. I hate SeaWorld. I hate SeaWorld. Oh my god. How horrible. If I have a medical emergency, don't you dare call an ambulance. Y'all better Uber my ass to the hospital because we're not about to pay $5,000 for a ride in the Wii U wagon. Everyone outside of the US. What the frick? Wait, is ambulance not free in the USA? Stairs, motherfucker. Nope. That's why when you see women driving to hospitals while pregnant in cars and movie and stuff. Welcome to capitalism. May I take your order? Costco selling bulletproof backpacks for children. I feel like there's a much easier solution to this problem, but y'all don't want to hear that. This is Alex Smith. He died this year at age 26 because he couldn't afford insulin in America. He made $35,000 a year as a restaurant manager and couldn't afford his $450 a month health insurance with a $7,600 out-of-pocket deductible. The insulin he needed for diabetes was $1,300 a month, and when he turned 26 and was kicked off his mom's insurance, he started rationing his life-saving insulin. He died a month later. All this in the richest country in the world. In elementary school, I had reduced price lunch, 40 cents per day, so my mom would usually just give me $2 and the lunch lady would tally it on my account to cover my lunch for the whole week. One day when I was 8, my mom had literally zero cash, so she wrote a check for $2 and the check actually bounced. The next day, when I went through the lunch line with my food, the machine said I owed some $30. Normally, when I miss payments, they just put it on my tab and let me go about lunch, but this time, the lunch lady actually took away my tray of food. There was a point where if a student owed too much money, they didn't even let the students put it on their tab anymore. And now I was over that threshold. So I was told I'd get no more lunches until I got the debt paid off. I started crying and panicking because to an 8-year-old in a poor family, $30 may as well be $1 billion. But she just shooed me along because the line was building up behind me. I'm holding back tears right now. My wife has cancer. It took 5 months to wipe out 20 years of life savings, and that was with insurance. The experience has turned me into a hateful, bitter person. We did everything we were told. We went to college, got degrees, avoided credit card debt, spent wisely, and saved a nice chunk of money in savings accounts and retirement accounts, and minded our own business. The USA healthcare system took all of our savings in retirement and forced us to refinance our house so that we lost 15 years of equity. This is a country I'm supposed to be proud of. I hate this system and anyone that defends it. Who run the world? Beyonce, the idol of bourgeois liberal feminists, pays 64 cents an hour to female workers who make clothes of her brand Ivy Park in sweatshops in Sri Lanka, while preaching female empowerment. Norfolk Southern, the railway company responsible for an apocalyptic plume of gas rose over East Palestine, Ohio, has offered a $25,000 donation to assist the area's nearly 5,000 residents who were ordered to evacuate. A company worth $55 billion offered $5 for each resident who had to flee their home due to the disaster it caused. Cleaned the wife's cast iron pan today. You wouldn't believe how dirty this thing was. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, you didn't. Oh my god. Oh my god. Japan Inn that changed hot spring bathwater twice a year found with bacteria 3,700 times over limit. Changed twice a year? That can't seem like... Obviously, it's not legal or healthy. That's disgusting. Christian mechanic Ashfaq Masih has been sentenced to death for blasphemy in Pakistan. Ashfaq was arrested in 2017 after he got into a verbal dispute with a Muslim customer. The customer had refused to pay and asked for a waiver on grounds of religion. School board won't reverse 4th grade boy's suspension for BB gun incident during virtual school. This incident was the fact that the BB gun was briefly visible in his room during a Zoom class. Complete idiocy. During a Zoom class? They suspended him for having a BB gun in his room during Zoom class. During Zoom class. Okay, it's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. But, a running top. Don't shoot. It's just cardio. Oh, man. Oh. Welcome to Ohio. Don't get caught in the rain. Sponsored by Norfolk Southern. Hate these guys at Norfolk. Disgusting. So, you're sick of isolation? How about all those damn animals in the zoo, huh? Or the orcas in SeaWorld? Boy cleaning slaughterhouse in Nebraska. Photo provided by Department of Labor instigators. Slaughterhouse in Nebraska, and you're dressed like that, and you're using... Okay, yeah. Pharmaceutical giant. This medicine costs $3 to make, but I'm selling it to sick people for $300 because I know they can't just refuse to buy it. Rich people. That's a smart business strategy. Reddit user. These GameStop shares cost me $3 each, but I'm selling them to short investors for $300 each because I know that they just can't refuse to buy it. Rich people. The horror! Government, put a stop to this! Celebrities are going makeup free while social distancing. They're so brave. Thank you for sharing their story. A couple dividing up their Beanie Baby collection in divorce court, 1990s. You have them all on the floor? How does it feel knowing they're not worth anything? Hey, I would like to buy a candy bar with my membership card. Sure thing, that will be $3.45. What? $3.45? Well, without the card, it's $54.50. Oh, that's not bad, I guess. That's the American healthcare system. What radicalized you? When I was 17, I worked at a bagel place, and each night we loaded dumpsters of bagels from the day. A homeless man came in and asked for a bagel. Rather than throw them out, I gave him a few in a plastic bag. My boss reviewed the cameras and fired me for feeding the animals. The animals. This guy sees homeless people as animals. Ex-con skips job interview and takes shirt off his back to save car crash victim. Imagine rescuing someone from a car crash, risking your own life, and then being called an ex-con. His name is Aaron Tucker. Thanks, CBS News, you freaking scumbags. Hey, remember when the Panama Papers came out and revealed that all the rich people in the world are part of an enormous criminal conspiracy to dodge taxes and hoard stolen wealth in offshore accounts and literally nothing happened? That's not quite true. The reporter behind the story, Daphne Caruana Galiza, was murdered. Okay, is this just a screenshot of a guy with really long fingernails? Like, yeah, that's not great. I mean, you gotta keep up with personal grooming, bro. Amazon making blatantly fake Twitter accounts ahead of the union vote to discourage workers from unionizing. Amazon didn't really try with this one. Bert at OK4. Husband, father, happy Amazon employee. Unions are good for some companies, but I don't want to have to shell out hundreds a month just for lawyers. Yeah. Well, that's not Bert. That would be the guy from Dude Perfect. Did not even try. Holy crap, that's disgusting. This 2-year-old's family couldn't afford his $20,000 electric wheelchair and their insurance didn't cover it, so a high school robotics team built him one for free. We live in a dystopian nightmare where 2-year-old children with acute mobility challenges and whose parents have insurance must rely on a high school robotics team for basic healthcare needs. Fix that for you, at CBS News. Again, CBS is scum. A photo of a school in Afghanistan closed to security issues. The students showed up bright and early anyway. Teachers said goodbye to their female students who wouldn't be allowed to go to school anymore. A numbing, helpless feeling. A homeless man held up and robbed a bank for $1, then sat down and waited for the police to come and arrest him so he could receive health care in prison. Dramatic photos from around the globe record mankind's destruction of the planet. Oh, man. Guys, I'm sorry I haven't been very commentative during this video. I just, have been left speechless by this subreddit because I'm just so sad. Oh, man. Oh, my God, these pictures, man. Oh, stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. No. No more. How many pictures are there? Too many. There's too many. You've got to be the worst kind of heartless twat if you can go around slashing homeless people's tents. Why do this to mine and my dog's home? No need. My dad spent a week in a hospital for a heart attack, and this is what we owe. See, my dad was smart. He had a heart attack, and instead of going to the hospital, he just died. The funeral was only $6K. I do miss my dad, though. This is the worst subreddit I've ever done. It truly is. U.S. military super spreader who infected 23 people kissed multiple employees on German bar crawl despite not feeling well enough to work, and while waiting on her test results as she now faces 10 years in jail. From Florida. Makes sense. Still a complete scumbag. How to avoid tax legally. Company X, based in the US, wants to avoid paying taxes on their earnings. They do this by setting up an incorporation company called Y in the Cayman Islands where there is zero tax. Company Y cleverly owns the intellectual property. X makes $50 billion after expenses, but they don't want to pay the tax on their profit. Since Y is still owed money for licensing the IP out, X must now pay Y whatever Y is owed. Y charges $50 billion for renting out their IP to X. Company X's profit is now zero. Therefore, they pay zero tax because you only pay tax on profit. Company Y's profit is now $50 billion, and with a zero tax rate in Cayman Islands, they pay zero tax. Remember, X and Y are the same company working together, they are just separate entities. I hate Jeff Bezos. I hate Amazon. I really do. It's disgusting. Anyone who does that is disgusting. Since 1978, the cost of college tuition has increased by 1,100%, medical care increased by 600%, and housing costs increased by 380%. Meanwhile, the pay of typical workers rose by just 10%, minimum wage workers fell by 5.5%, and average CEOs increased by 937%. Where's a French guillotine when you need one, fellas? I think we need a couple of them. What's considered trashy if you're poor, but classy if you're rich? Getting money from the government. So I was breastfeeding my 7-year-old son, Ezra, and he stopped, looked at me, and told me his tight hurts, right where his diaper rubs. And he has a big burn. I don't know where he got it from. I'll post a pic in the comments. What are some natural remedies I could do? We don't do doctors. Breastfeeding a 7-year-old is weird, I don't care. But him being in diapers, is he disabled or has anything that he needs a diaper? Sorry if this sounds rude to ask. It's fine, and he is perfectly healthy and has no problems. He's my baby, my oldest is 14. I chose to breastfeed him till he wants to stop. He loves to suck, and I chose not to potty train him because I love the baby stage and I can't have more babies, so he is my baby. What? Didn't potty train your child? Your 7-year-old child? Those babies need to be taken away from you, bro.